Welcome to the 28-day reset kickoff. This video is going to be in presentation is for those folks that were unable to make our in-person kickoff, and also for some of our virtual clients that are in other states. I do want to make sure that before you listen along or follow along that you do have your handbook out so that you can pause the presentation as needed and fill out the areas where we ask you to kind of fill out that handbook. With that being said, we're so excited that you've come here. Obviously, you're looking to reset your habits, reignite your energy, and rebuild your consistency. The objectives for today are for me to introduce the 28-day habits, show you how these habits can help. We know this is not about willpower. It's more about structure, support, and small changes that actually stick. Also, I'm going to break down the accountability piece because knowing what to do isn't always enough. You need a team, and you have that with Coach Christian, Coach Shayna, and myself, as long as the other members in this group challenge. I'm hoping that you leave listening to this, feeling invigorated, feeling like the challenge is laid out for you in a clear way, and that you feel supported and hopefully a little excited to get started. So I want you to look into your handbook and then go to the section called Non-Scale Victories. In this section, we're going to look at some wins that go beyond the 28 days and also wins that go beyond this scale or our weight. These are our non-scale victories, and some of these things may be like feeling stronger, sleeping better, having less stress, your clothes fitting better, or having more confidence. You can pause this presentation and take a moment to go ahead and circle the ones that get you the most excited to achieve in the next 6 months. Now, here's the fun part. I'm going to show you how to message your coach or tell you where you can message your coach. When you're done circling that and at the end of this presentation, I'd love you to go through and then share these long-term goals or those non-scale victories with your coach specifically. Making health a priority. To be honest, we know you can't do it all. We all have limited energy, and most of us put our health somewhere between folding laundry and charging our phones. But here's the truth. If your health isn't a priority, everything does get harder. So I want you to take a moment and pause and then reflect for a second. In your handbook, I'd like you to go in the section below the non-scale victories where you'll find Make Health a Priority section. There's a quick prompt asking you to reflect on where your energy has been going. Decide where your health fits on your priority list, and I'd like you to pause the presentation and complete the sentence. I am making my health a priority because. Give yourself about a minute or two before moving on throughout the rest of the presentation. If you're also comfortable when I'm done this presentation to share those things with your coach directly, that would be awesome. You can also use the group chat feature, which is available to you today, to be able to kind of share. If you'd like to share with anybody in the group, you may see that there's some interaction that's happening within that group chat already. Would like to talk about something first that most people don't hear enough. Willpower isn't a strategy. It drains fast, especially when life gets stressful. Making healthy choices is easy at 8 a.m. for most people, but at 8 p.m. when we're tired, hungry, and the dogs wearing spaghetti, not so much. That's because willpower is limited. But habits don't rely on motivation. Once built, they run on autopilot like brushing your teeth. And just like brushing your teeth, you wouldn't do it for 28 days and then stop. This reset is your starting point, but lasting results come from continuing to show up with a system and support that fits real life. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So don't worry if motivation dips. That's normal. We're not building a hype-based plan. We're building a habit-based lifestyle. The daily habits that we will focus on for the 28 days are not random. They are simple. They're proven. They will make a large impact on how you feel, function, and show up in your life. The first habit is the morning mindset. We want to start each day with a quick gratitude habit. Yes, that could be when you're brushing your teeth. How you think about yourself matters. So, just as much as what you eat. Sleep. If sleep's off, everything else feels harder. We'll work on small habits to help you get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep so your body and brain can recharge. Daily movement. Looking to increase your steps, especially here in the winter, it's very difficult. Non-exercise activity for people tends to come down because of the weather. But kind of pushing past some of those discomforts and getting outside if we can, or using a walking pad, or just getting up during the day to increase those steps will not only burn calories, but will boost your mood, energy, and metabolism. Nutrition. No calorie counting here, but we'll build one habit per week to improve balance and consistency without overwhelming you. So, that reset pillar, the mindset. Every morning, we're building a mindset habit that's as quick as brushing your teeth because, well, it happens while you brush your teeth. We call this habit stacking. Pairing a new habit like gratitude or affirmation with one you already do on autopilot. You'll spend 60 seconds thinking of one thing you're grateful for or repeating a short positive affirmation. Maybe something like, I take care of myself because I deserve to feel good. Another thing that I really like to say is, I am thankful that I get to, and that might be get to work out, get to eat healthy food, get to spend time with my family, get to live, in an environment that I'm happy with. It might feel cheesy at first, but it rewires your brain to look for what's working, not what's wrong. And that shifts everything: food choices, energy, even how you talk to yourself. Next is arguably the best part of the reset: sleep, which is the most underrated aspect of your health journey. Sleep is not just rest, it's recovery for your brain, your body, your stress levels, your hunger hormones, your focus, and your mood. When sleep is off, you're cranky, you crave junk, you don't want to move, your motivation tanks. That's why your goal during the reset is to get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night and to build simple sleep routine that helps you get there. This doesn't need to be a 12-step spa ritual. It could be something small and calming that tells your body, hey, it's time to shut down. Think maybe reading a book, turning off screen 30 minutes earlier, a hot shower, or box breathing, which I'll demo for you in a second. What gets in the way of good sleep? Often for people, it's scrolling late at night, irregular sleep and wake times, caffeine too late in the day, alcohol. Yep, I know. It messes with deep sleep. Noise, light, or temperature in your bedroom. This may sound familiar to you. So, the box breathing, I'd like us to try, or for you to pause and try this strategy of the box breathing. What you will do is you will start with your finger in front of you and you will draw a box up. You'll come to the right, like you're drawing the rectangle part of the box. You'll then draw down, and then you'll move that finger to the left, which will reconnect the box. Okay. Now, if you're in bed, you're not going to use your finger, but in your mind, you're thinking like you're drawing a box. And how you're going to do this is you're going to take an inhale for 4 seconds. So if I can visualize that drawing that box, I would have my finger at the bottom of the box. I'm going to go up and I'm going to inhale for 4 seconds. As I go to draw to the right, I'm going to hold that breath for 4 seconds. Then I'm going to draw that box down with an exhale for 4 seconds. And then I'm going to hold again for 4 seconds. I'd like you to pause this here and try out that box breathing. The next pillar we have is our movement. Your goal is 7 to 10,000 steps a day, not necessarily burn calories, but to support your health. Daily walking supports mood, supports digestion, improves blood sugar control, keeps your metabolism humming, and yes, complements your workouts. And even if you already train in the gym, this matters. Why? Because movement throughout the rest of your day is what keeps your body balanced. Bonus points for you here in the Northeast if you can get some steps outside, natural light, fresh air, which can have a huge benefit for your brain and sleep quality. Now for a dive into step strategy and how to hit your step goal without overthinking it. Your target is 7 to 10,000 steps a day, which may seem like a big reach for some folks and may be totally doable for others. Here are some ways to get steps in or extra steps in. Take a 5 to 10 minute walk in the morning. Walk after your meals, which helps with digestion, your step count, and also regulate your blood sugar. Park further away from stores because those extra steps add up. Turn phone calls into walk and talks. If you have a watch, you can pair that watch to the HSN app, or if it's not like an Apple Watch, if it is paired to the health app in your phone, the HSN app should sync with that and can help with auto tracking. Some days you might hit 10,000, some days less, and that's okay. Focus on consistency and not perfection. Nutrition is where most people overcomplicate things, but not here. We're focusing on 3 core nutrition principles during this reset. And actually, at Trifecta Nutrition Coaching, this is the principle that we coach all of our clients on. We're going to look for focus on whole foods first, that at our meals and snacks. So we're going to look to eat meat, veggies, nuts and seeds, a little bit of starch, fruit. We're going to focus on balance, where we're going to learn to pair proteins and carbs and fat with all of our meals and snacks. And then we're going to look to limit the amount of ultra-processed carbs, added sugar, and alcohol that we consume. Here are the nutrition habits specifically that you will be building in each week of this reset. We're not counting calories or cutting out food groups. We're focusing on balance, consistency, and real food. Week 1, we start with a balanced breakfast. This helps boost energy, balance blood sugar, and curb cravings later in the day. Week 2, use the plate method for 1 meal a day. It's an easy visual way to build balanced meal with no measuring or tracking needed. And this is really great when we go out to restaurants or we're traveling. Week 3, you're going to follow the plate method for 2 meals of the day. This builds confidence and helps turn balance into a routine. And then week 4, we are going to limit our added sugar to 24 grams for females and 36 grams for men. The idea is that we start week 1 with that balanced breakfast. In week 2, we keep the balanced breakfast and we add in that plate method. Week 3, we add in a second plate method. So we have our balanced breakfast and 2 plate method meals. And then week 4, we look at what we were eating over the course of those 3 weeks. And we now pay attention to the added sugar in our day. All right, so let's look at the whole foods and balance. Every balanced meal should include a mix of protein. This helps you stay full, support your muscles, and keeps your blood sugar stable. Think chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, tofu. A starchy carbohydrate. This great options include rice, oats, fruit, sweet potatoes, whole grain bread, or pasta. This can also include some gluten-free options like Ezekiel bread, quinoa, and things like that. And then we have our non-starchy vegetables. These are nutrient-dense, high in fiber, and help fill your plate. Think leafy greens like broccoli, cucumbers, carrots, and bell peppers. Healthy fats, they should support our brain. They support our brain and our hormone health and keep meals satisfying. Good choices of these fats are avocado, olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Now, to help you make these choices easier, we've included a food options guide in the handbook and also in the app. We can put this into practice together. You can open your handbook and look at the week 1 focus page, which is build a balanced breakfast. I want you to also look at your food options guide pages. You'll see a visual of the plate method broken down for breakfast. Your task will be to build a breakfast you'd actually eat using a protein, a carb or fruit, and a fat. Bonus points in here for adding veggies. So you can pause this now and you can take 1 minute to have the food options guide available to you, and that build a breakfast page, and write down or build out a balanced breakfast. This is the plate method, the simplest way to build balanced meals without tracking, measuring, or overthinking. Half of your plate equals non-starchy vegetables, a quarter of your plate equals protein, a quarter of your plate equals starchy carbs, and you're going to add a healthy fat like a thumb-sized portion of oil, avocado, nuts, or seeds. This would also include something like your salad dressing. Fruit can go on the side if you want something sweet, or can be that carbohydrate in your meal. This visual is really great. I want for any female clients to be looking at the inside rim of that plate. That is 8 inches. That's going to be where you're going to build your portion in. And for men, the whole size of the plate, that 10 inches, is where you'll build that portions out. This method helps you stay full, energized, and balanced throughout the day, and it's easy to adjust whether you're at home or at work or grabbing takeout. You're going to open your handbook to the week 2 focus page, build a balanced plate, and the food options guide. And once again, you're going to take a minute to build a lunch or a dinner based on the plate method. When it comes to this too, meet yourself where you're at. For example, vegetables don't always need to be cooked, and some people don't prefer them. So my plate method meal for today was 1 cup of cottage cheese. That was my protein that fit in that quarter part of my plate. I had 1/4 of my plate is raspberries, and then I had all carrots in my vegetable side. My carrots were my veggies, so I did half of my plate there. My fruit was my carbohydrate, and then my cottage cheese was my protein. Apologies, I have my dog barking in the background. In this challenge, we're also going to have some mini challenges. In week 1, you're going to share something you are grateful for daily. So each week, you'll complete a small task that reinforces the habit that you're building that week. And we will be sharing this in the group chat. Okay. In week 2, you're going to snap a pic of yourself getting steps outside. Week 3, you're going to take a photo of 1 plate method meal. And week 4, you're going to reflect on your progress and write down what has changed. You're going to get some more details and reminders in the app each week, but the key is simple. Do the challenge, mark it off in the app every Sunday for these mini challenges. And these can help keep you consistent and give you little wins to celebrate. Plus, it's fun to see what everyone else is doing. You don't have to post on social media, but sharing inside the app, the group chat, or with your coaches goes a long way. Let's talk about your weekly focus pages. They're in your handbook, and they're a big part of how we help you stay consistent and avoid being overwhelmed. Each week has its own focus page that outlines your habits, tips, and reminders and education. These pages are like your weekly game plan. You can pin them to your fridge, bathroom mirror, or wherever you'll see them daily. They'll help you stay on track without having to remember everything you're in your head. So how are you going to approach the reset? This is where the real magic happens, not in the perfect meals or flawless weeks, but in how you show up when it's not easy. You're going to give yourself some grace. You're not going to be perfect, and that's not the goal. Focus on progress, one choice at a time. Discipline. Show up even when it's inconvenient or your motivation is gone. That's where real growth happens. Openness. Be willing to try something new, whether that be new foods, new routines, even ways of thinking. Your next breakthrough might come from something you haven't tried yet. Growth. Obstacles will show up. That's normal. Instead of stopping, ask, what can I learn here? Connection. You're not doing this alone. Use your coach, lean on the group, ask for help when you need it. Trust. The process works, but only if you work it. Stay consistent and give it your best. And commitment. Success isn't a feeling, it's a decision, and sometimes it's a decision you make daily. We are going to use something, or I'd like to use something called PACE to keep things simple and sustainable. In PACE, P stands for plan your week or your day. Look ahead and identify when you'll do your habits, your walk, your breakfast, your sleep, wind down. A stands for act on those habits. Don't wait for the motivation, take action and let the momentum build. C, check off your habits in the HSN app. It's quick, satisfying, and helps you stay aware of your wins. E, engage with your coach, the group chat, and the daily educational videos. That community energy, it really does make a huge difference. Stick to this rhythm throughout the 28 days, and when you continue after the challenge, it will make it that much easier. So now we're going to look into the app. So the HSN app is your home base for everything in the reset. So I want you to go ahead and pull up your phones, and we're going to go over this together. You're going to see right in the middle there of the app that there is My Challenges. There is a leaderboard that's listed there. There's also going to be an area that says Group Chat. Group engagement, you can go ahead and go into that group chat and you can give like a thumbs up now in the group. This is where you're going to post pictures. Sometimes people share recipes. In the challenge we did in September, people are really talking about different ways they use to get their steps in or get their movement or sleep apps that they use. So this is the group chat really is a thing that's exciting and people really look forward to it. Your daily habits will show up in yellow. So attending the kickoff seminar, you can go in and you can mark off that habit. You're just going to click in the yellow bubble there. This is where all of your habits are going to be in the app. So each day you're going to say, learn the things that you have to do today. The blue is going to be the daily videos. Those videos are going to be on all of the health pillars. So every day, a video is going to come in either about nutrition, your support system, sleep. We'll have a recipe that's in there and movement. So oftentimes with those videos, questions will come to you and ask you to either message your coach with a response or to add into the group chat there. So a lot of reflective things that happen here as well. The leaderboard is a great place to track your progress and see your points. So every time you do complete a habit, you do get a point. It's a great positive way to have pure motivation and a way to stay inspired and push yourself. Each week, anyone who earns 28 points or more and actively participates in the group chat will be entered into our weekly prize drawing. Remember, the real win is showing up for yourself and building habits that last. Once you click the habit, you're going to get a thumbs up and you're going to start your streak. So please make sure, if you didn't already, click that yellow habit of attend the kickoff seminar. At the top right, you will see there's 4 dots. Click on that and it will open up a compliance tracker. Every day you complete your habit under the things to do, you will get a check mark on your calendar and we will be able to see your completion rate for each week. We should aim to get at least 80% completion. Under my groups, you're going to see that there is the chat. The most successful clients are engaged. So you can share pictures in here and recipes in the group. It really is something that's fun. When you share in the group, that is the only area where everybody will see it. Okay. In the next screen, or actually, I'm going to go back. Okay. You're going to see in here that it shows private chat. Because we have the custom app, it's actually our Trifecta logo. That private chat and anything that you put in here in the app, some of us might want to do meal photos. Some of us have our watches that are linked to it, our steps. But anything you put in your app first and foremost, unless you go into the group chat, gets shared and only with your coach. That private chat feature is in our logo. You click that logo and that's how you can message either Coach Christian, myself, or Coach Shana. So that only goes to your coach and is private, and nobody in the group will see that. So it's important to know that while this is a group challenge, your goals are your goals. The things that you put in there are private and it's not going to be shared among the group. And you can visually see that once the challenge kicks off. What you're able to see is only your stuff besides that group chat. When we talk about this engagement, you are going to be completing your daily habits. You're going to watch your daily educational videos, complete your weekly mini challenges, send pictures in the group chat, share recipes in the group chat if you'd like to. And you know what? Cheer people on and give emoji reactions to other people's messages in the app. We'll be seeing weekly videos coming in from the coaches, and as mentioned, we will be participating in this as well. So we are going to use you guys as our accountability partners while we help guide all of you through this challenge. So happy to have you here. If you have any questions or have any issues with the app, you can message or email me back directly here, and we'll make sure that you are set up for the challenge.